All right, welcome to Wednesday, February 23rd. Today's reading will be Numbers, chapters 24 through 26. Hope you had a great February 22nd yesterday. I forgot to mention it, 2/22/22. I happened to be looking at my computer exactly at 2:22 in the afternoon, went to do a screenshot and it's 2:23, so kind of disappointed myself in that one. Went with a slightly lower chair today. We'll see if that helps my posture at all. Now we're going to finish the story of Balaam today. I've been looking forward to coming back with this video today. I preached a sermon on this topic that I thought, hey, I already did a little bit of the research here. And, hey, it was only like 6-7 months ago, right? Maybe a year. It was 2016. And time has just become irrelevant. Balaam's an interesting guy. Everything will tell you here that Balaam was a good guy. Blessed Israel, the Spirit of God came upon him, but Balaam wanted honor, and he wanted it more than anything. Also notice in this chapter, even the great prophecy, a star shall come out of Jacob, was uttered by Balaam. And so now we see it there at the end of chapter 24, Balaam goes home. Chapter 25, whoredom, fornication. The next verse, Balaam goes home, fornication. We see here a man brazenly takes a Midianite-ish woman, brazenly right in front of everybody, just takes her right into the tent, and you see what happens to them and God's attitude towards what happened there. But we find here God's opinion of sexual sin. And now as you see here, 24,000, God sends a plague. So let's talk about Balaam for a moment. Because chapter 25 happens because of chapter 24. We have a worldly prophet named Balaam who was more concerned about honor than he was obeying God. He'd probably be on TV, these days. He'd probably, be the pastor of a megachurch. He'd probably have, he may have even, a jet, limo, mansion. Israel comes to the area. Balak panics and calls Balaam. God tells Balaam no. God tells Balaam no again. The donkey tells Balaam no. The angel of the Lord tells Balaam no. But still 3 times God says, yeah, go ahead, do whatever. And Balaam still goes because Balak offers more money and more honor. So he blesses Israel 4 times and goes home. We think that's the end of the story for him, right? We just go in the next chapter. But here, let me show you a couple things. By the end of this book, Numbers chapter 31, verse 8 says this, "And they slew the kings of Midian, besides the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian." Now watch this. "Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with a sword." Seems like that should be sacrilegious, right? Now look at Numbers 31:16. "Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam," see those words there? "To commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord." That's the part of the story that's not told in Numbers chapters 22 through 24. Balaam wanted the riches, the money, the honor. So what he did before he went home is he said, "Hey, Balak, come here." And he whispers, "I can't curse them. I can only bless them, but I can teach you how to make them curse themselves. If you will send your women into their camp to sleep with their men, God will turn on them." Don't believe me? Let's keep on reading here. Now 2 Peter chapter 2 is warning against false prophets, and here's what it says, verses 14 through 16. It says here, "Having eyes full of adultery," that's the word there, "and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children." Now what we see here is it's talking about people like Balaam, "which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam the son of Besor." Now look at this next phrase. "Who loved the wages of unrighteousness." Balaam couldn't leave without the money. Balaam couldn't leave without the honor. So he pulled him aside and said, "Hey, let me tell you something." And look at verse 16. "But was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumbass speaking with a man's voice forbade the madness of the prophet." See, that's the aspect that we maybe don't catch when we're reading. Maybe if we're astute, we do. But however, 2 Peter, talking about false prophets, so Balaam is listed in that. Jude 11, again speaking about false prophets, says this, Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the heir of Balaam for reward. See there? Balaam just wanted money, and perished in the gainsaying of Korah. Goes further. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 14. The letter to the church at Pergamos. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. So there it is. Plain as day in Revelation chapter 2. Balaam took Balak aside and said, hey, here's what you do. Send your women over amongst their men. Got Balaam killed. Got 24,000 people killed. But you know what? Balaam walked away with his honor. Balaam walked away with his riches. In the eyes of Balak, but not in the eyes of God or Israel. And we have too many people just focusing just on that, need to get the bigger mansion, need to get the, well-meaning Christians all over the planet. We'll see them on TV and send them money. All because Balaam didn't just listen to God the first time when he said no. He wanted honor more than he wanted anything. And chapter 26 is the census. There's the census back there, chapter 2, and some of the other chapters in there. The census before heading into the promised land. You hear the total decrease in number of people was 1,820 over 40 years. So net people, going from 0 to 20 weren't numbered in the first one, to now being the age to be counted, plus 20 years worth of kids, but everybody from 20 and up dies off in the wilderness. All right, hope you have a good Wednesday. Remember, Bible Jeopardy tonight. Be there for it. Be in your place. I imagine some people are going to have some extra snacks and goodies there. Hope to see you tonight, and have a great day.